Hello everyone, I am back with this series where I have been telling you the important solved examples from the concepts of physics written by H.C. Verma sir. And today I have come up with two chapters, EMI and alternating current, one which is quite important for JEE Advanced while other which is very important for JEE Mains. Though you need to do both the chapters for proper understanding. So let's start the video without wasting any time. Starting with electromagnetic induction, first is question number 1. What will it teach you is that Faraday's law's basics. What is basically the Faraday's law? That is E equal to d phi by dt. Question number 3, it's just maths. It will teach you that H is not equal to I square RT, but it is equal to I square R dt integration. Why? Because when you will given a function of I related with time, then you have to use the second formula. Question number 5, the graph is very important. This can be asked in JEE Advanced, and the function of I think area with EMF with I think radius, that is also very important. Question number 7 will help you remember that E equal to VBL. Now what is the direction of V, B and L? That is also very important, that V is perpendicular to L or V is parallel to L. So you need to go through it. Question number 10 is previous year IIT JEE subjective. That is very important. You have to solve each and every question of previous year IIT JEE. Question number 12, it will help you in determining that the real formula of E equal to VBL is E equal to V cross B dot DL. Okay, that is VB DL sine theta. Question number 16 is an IIT JEE question. It is mixed of electromagnetic induction and Wheatstone bridge principle. Quite an easy question. On seeing the question you may see it may look tough, but when you will observe that it is a Wheatstone bridge, then you can calculate the equivalent resistance and then it will become a simple question of EMI. Question number 17, basic question. You should remember the formula. Now question number 20 is a bit advanced level question. It is also mentioned in IE Rudolph. Chances are there to be asked in JEE Advanced with some modification, right? It is a good question. Question number 21 will help you remember what is the formula for time constant. Then question number 28 is based on the maximum power transfer theorem. It was also mentioned in current electricity, not in this book, but the maximum power transfer formula is that when the overall resistance is equal to the internal resistance of the battery, then the power delivered is maximum. Question number 29 will tell you how to find the mutual induction. Which circle do we have to select for the area and which circle's magnetic field do we have to use? So do this question. Now let's go to alternating current. See, there are not many questions in alternating current solved examples. They are just basic. For example, question number 2, how is RMS current calculated? It will help you in determining. Question number 6 is the only question where you will get all the formulas. You will have to calculate the capacitive reactance, inductive reactance, radius, I think voltage. So these are 2 questions, and my recommendation in alternating current is that understand the phasor diagram, right? Don't go for trigonometric identities. And what are phasors? You may have learned it in SHM. You should also remember the EMF and current in phase in L, C, R individually. For example, what is lagging in L, what is leading in capacitance, and what is the relation between EMF and current direction in resistance. Then comes transformer. It is JEE Main exclusive topics. You should remember the ratio of input upon output voltage, whether it is directly proportional to current or inversely proportional to current, or directly proportional to number of turns or inversely proportional to number of turns. Then you should know how to apply the loop equation, right? This is very important part. You may have learned it in current electricity in Kirchhoff law. Now why I was saying that you should understand phasors is this question. See, this is an alternating current, E equal to E naught sine omega t. I is the current going. Then I1 is distributed in this inductor. This is an inductor. This is an inductor and this is an resistance. So I1 and I2 are distributed. Now if I1 and I2 are known, then what is the value of I? See, if you don't understand phasors, then you will write ki I1 is equal to I1 plus I2 if you go by normal current electricity formula, but that is not the case. If you understand it, then do mention in the comment section what is I equal to. For example, if I1 equal to 3 ampere and I2 equal to 4 ampere, then do mention in the comment section what is the value of I. So these were the two chapters, very important chapters. I hope you like the video. Do subscribe for more chapters solved example series. Thank you.